Welcome to SAC TV News. We are happy that you could have joined us. I am Alicia George. In our top stories, promoted police officers urged to keep up the hard work. NYCD engaged students in Chinese culinary program. From the region, 4 Nigerian students remain isolated in St. Vincent amidst Ebola threat. And internationally, UK Parliament votes to authorize airstrikes against ISIS in Iraq. In sports, Point Michelle Cricket Academy and Ian Peanut Cyclones face off in cricket semi-finals. Details of these and other stories will follow right after the break. Welcome back. 10 recently promoted officers of the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force, CDPF, have been urged to keep working hard by a senior police officer. Some of the officers promoted include Corporals Michael Sebastian and Clinton Hilaire, who have been appointed to the rank of Sergeant, while Sergeant Liana Edwards is now an inspector. Assistant Superintendent of Police Claude Wicks, in an interview with SAT TV News on Friday, communicated words of encouragement to the officers.
There were 4 confirmed corporals that were made as a result. That's Greg Henderson, Boycott Yankee, Linda Daisy Jones, and Leoma Joseph, who were promoted to the rank of corporal in the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Service. All these people are relatively senior people. One of the chaps, one of the officers, Greg Henderson, is just below 10 years. So here it is. You can see the balance. It reminds me of my position when I was also promoted below 10 years, perhaps somewhere about when I was about 7 years. Now, we are happy for them. There were other acting appointments that were made in the rank of corporal and sergeant. But what is significant is the confirmation here.
Corporals Joseph Raymond, Julian Laura, and Ginny Augustine Pierre were all appointed to the rank of acting sergeant. ASP Wicks said it is important to note the gender balance in this male-dominated environment with their recent promotions.
Therefore, everybody will not be promoted at the same time. Everybody in the institution look forward, and I surmise that is so, to aspire to the top or to make movements. Some of us may make seismic shifts within the department, perhaps if you make yourself more marketable. But notwithstanding whether you make yourself marketable, what is crucial is that the promotion comes from the Lord. It would be remiss of me if I did not say that. We've got to wait on the Lord. Work as unto the Lord. Work diligently with integrity, honesty, I would say unblemished, unmatched reputation and delivery of service. Sometimes you may say, well, but I'm not being promoted, but I'm working so hard. I will continue to say it because I'm a typical example. Let's wait on the Lord, because when He promotes well.
The senior police officer said with every promotion there is added responsibility, and it is each officer's duty to ensure they fulfill their roles to the best of their abilities in all aspects.
You have to continue to work hard. You must be diligent, you must be honest, there must be credibility. And our duty is to move the police force forward, even when you get this promotion and as we climb the ladder, together with the public. Because I'll tell you what, no jurisdiction can do without the police department. No jurisdiction can do without a police department, or else the society will be chaotic, there will be anarchy, and it will be a problematic society. So at the end of the day, the police work, it's not easy. I'm not going to sit here and say it's easy. It's a difficult task, but with the help of God, we are more than conquerors. We are able to do it, and we'll work together with the Dominican public. We are not professing that we are there at all. There's always room for improvement. Those who aren't working are working to the expectations of themselves, their family, and the public. That promotion that's been made is an incentive, or ought to be an incentive, to propel them to climbing up the ladder as well.
The promotions took effect on September 10, 2014. Students of the Goodwill Secondary School received a first-hand experience on how to prepare Chinese cuisine for the Chinese Culinary Exchange Program on Friday. Sun Cheng Jiao, chef to the Chinese ambassador to Dominica, engaged several of the students, teaching them how to prepare braised eggs and tomatoes, as well as filet fish. President of the National Youth Council of Dominica, NYCD, Jaiziah Benoit, said the Chinese Culinary Exchange Program forms part of activities for Dominica-China Friendship Week, which began on Monday.
This is the inaugural instance of this activity, and with support and partnership from the Embassy of the People's Republic of China, the National Youth Council was able to partner with various government departments to make this happen, so we're very pleased. So far the young people have been learning how to prepare a very special Chinese dish that's made using fish and vegetables.
Some of the students had the opportunity to assist with some of the dishes. Following the cooking activity, students of the Goodwill Secondary School gathered for a presentation on mooncakes, a Chinese bakery product traditionally eaten during their Mid-Autumn Festival.
We're going to be making them taste this very special mooncake, which is a feature aspect of the Chinese Mid-Autumn Festival. We'll also be showing the students a video as to the background of the Mid-Autumn Festival and just immersing them in the culture so that we can have a better understanding between our two people.
Speaking with SAT-TV News, Ho Shen, attaché to the Chinese embassy in Dominica, said the overall objective is to foster people-to-people relations between Dominica and China.
As we move on to the second decade of our relationship, we think, as the embassy think, it's a good idea to enhance our people-to-people exchanges, and especially among our young people. And that's why when I talked with Mr. Joseph Benoit, the idea came to us that we can hold Dominica-China Youth Friendship Week. And through these activities, our young people get to know each other better, got to know each other's cultures better.
So far, a number of schools across the island have participated in activities during the inaugural Dominica-China Youth Friendship Week, which Shen said have positive results.
And through these activities, we already saw that Dominican participants from the from Dominica and also from Chinese community. They already got to know each other better. Quite a few Chinese national can speak English, and so we can watch TV program like set in Dominica. And we hope in the future that Dominican students, Dominican young people, they can speak a little bit Chinese and watch Chinese TV programs.
The week will end with a football match between a Dominican and Chinese team at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium on Saturday, September 27th from 2 p.m. Florian Michel, Collections Manager and Acting General Manager of the Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation, DSWMC, has expressed concern over the blatant disregard by organizations who host events without consulting the corporation. Michel told SAT-TV News on Thursday that this is an ongoing issue that the corporation needs to address.
According to the Solid Waste Management Act, any entity who hosts a public event wherein you are expecting people to gather, the law is stating that you as the host of that activity is to satisfy solid waste management of a few things.
Michel said organizations hosting events must ensure that there is a proper solid waste management system in place. According to the law, any organization hosting an activity where littering may occur must ensure provision is made for the collection, storage, and disposal of those waste materials. The law further states that these materials must be disposed of within 24 hours of the event being staged.
We have a lot of jams, we have a lot of fete, we have a lot of public events, and we do not see that aspect of it forthcoming from the people who host the activity. So we will not pass probably Soufriere, let's say they have Bloco, I'm from that area, they have Conla, and then Monday morning the whole place is littered, or the garbage is back but it's just there, nobody takes ownership, and those are the things we're trying to address.
To effectively address this issue, Michel said the Solid Waste Management Corporation sought advice from other entities within the OECS.
What we did, we spoke to some of our counterparts for the OECS, there are other entities, to see what they were doing to address, because all the Waste Management Act offered, all the OECS entities, they're basically similar in terms of the legislation. And we tailored a form for that set event. So if you're having a public event, contact Solid Waste, we will make the form available to you. You will fill it out. So you will satisfy Solid Waste that you have a plan in place.
This week, the Solid Waste Corporation hosted its week of activities under the theme Too Good to Waste, Reduce, Reuse, Recycle, encouraging the public to use waste material as a resource. Activities throughout the week, which commenced on Monday, included a church service, panel discussion, tour through the landfill day, as well as an exhibition and fundraising event. The week will conclude on Saturday, September 26th, with a health walk to the Buri Lake. Stay tuned for an update on the shooting incident in Baptist State. Welcome back. 20-year-old Joel Hector of Caneville is now a patient at the Princess Margaret Hospital following a shooting incident which occurred in the community of Baptist State on Thursday. Assistant Superintendent of Police Claude Wicks, in an interview with SAT TV on Friday, said Hector was engaged in a road project in the community at the time of the incident.
He was attacked by two men. The men were wearing masks. And he sought to have eluded the men or his attackers. He ran in an area, in a building project area, and they caught up with him. He was shot. He sustained a gunshot wound on the right arm, the upper part of that arm, and his assailants fled on a scooter, somewhere about 200 feet or so, a scooter, an abandoned scooter. That was discovered by the police, among other items germane to the investigations.
ASP Wicks stated following the incident, Hector was rushed to the hospital's theater where he underwent surgery. Hector's hand was significantly damaged as a result of the gunshot. However, ASP Wicks did not reveal the type or caliber of the firearm used in the incident.
What I can say is and confirm that indeed a firearm was used, and as we continue in investigations, and we've got to do it properly, I'm sure that the caliber of the firearm will be determined.
The police PRO went on to say that investigations are continuing into the incident, which they hope to bring closure to in an expeditious manner. Dominica is making progress in its efforts of implementing the Montreal Protocol, according to Minister for Environment, Natural Resources, Physical Planning and Fisheries, Honorable Dr. Kenneth Daru. He said in Dominica, the main instrument for implementing the Montreal Protocol is Dominica's regulation on substances that deplete the ozone layer. The Montreal Protocol on Substances that Deplete the Ozone Layer is an international treaty designed to protect the ozone layer by phasing out the production of numerous substances that are responsible for ozone depletion.
This Montreal Protocol has so far been very successful in meeting some of its targets in phasing out ozone-depleting substances. The 2000 edition of the United Nations Millennium Development Goal Report highlights the ozone protection success to date of the Montreal Protocol and emphasizes its potential to achieve significant additional climatic benefits. By 16th of September 2010, 196 parties had signed the Montreal Protocol, making it the first treaty of any kind to achieve universal ratification. As a result, the abundance of ozone-depleting substances in the atmosphere has been steadily declining, and the ozone layer is expected to recover somewhere around the middle of this century.
The minister said, thanks to this worldwide collaboration, we currently live in a world that is virtually free of the most widely used ozone-depleting substances, ODS. According to the minister, to date, the Montreal Protocol has enabled Dominica to reduce the consumption of controlled ODS. However, there is still work to be done.
As our country's international obligation under the Montreal Protocol, Dominica is taking steps and develop its HCFC phase-out management plan, what is termed the HPMP, to phase out the use of HCFCs, which, by the way, and I hope I remember my chemistry, hydrochlorofluorocarbons, said it correctly, by 2030. It is our hope that by leading the way and discontinuing the use of HCFCs, we can demonstrate that an early and progressive phase-out is possible and also practical. For Dominica, HCFC phase-out is an important part of a wider shift towards sustainable growth and development, where the environment is viewed not as something to be plundered, but as a precious economic asset to be protected.
The revised regulation of the Montreal Protocol will strengthen measures on the use of ozone-depleting substances in Dominica and introduces new measures to prevent illegal trade and dumping of ODS and of obsolete equipment which rely on these substances. Minister Daru added, Dominica will further contribute to securing the recovery of the ozone layer and also to combating climate change. The National Drug Abuse Prevention Unit, NDPAU, on Thursday awarded 20 primary schools for participating in the unit's second Peer Helpers program. The Peer Helpers program is an initiative which was launched in October 2012 to strengthen the drug education program in all primary schools on the island. Jacinta Banis, director of the Drug Abuse Prevention Unit, said every year the unit trains a group of students to continue the work of drug prevention officers.
We have the drug prevention officers coming to your school, but after they leave, what happens? So we wanted to train a cadre of young persons within the school system to continue the work of the drug prevention officers in the school and also the wider community.
This year, school participation in the program increased by 5 schools, bringing the total to 20. However, Bani said she's hoping for 100% school participation in the future.
Our hope is that next year and throughout the coming years, we want to have 100% participation. We want all of our schools to participate in the program. The program is voluntary. Principals must be willing to take part. We are not throwing down their throat. We are not forcing them, to do it. So because it is voluntary, they have to have the desire, they have to have the buy-in to make the program successful.
This year, the Massac Primary School won the anti-drug quiz and poster competition, followed by the Paybush Primary, leaving the Grand Forks Primary School in 3rd place. Peer helpers are trained throughout workshops which are held every year at the grade 4 level. At the beginning of the school year, when the trainees have gone into grade 5, they establish themselves as peer helpers working within the school system for 1 year. Registration into the program for the 2014-2015 school year opens in October 2014. This has been the local segment of the news.